Hello guys, tonight we want to check out the scariest videos that have been recorded in 2021. What a nice way of starting into the new year, isn't it? Now, let's buckle up and stay frosty. The following video was uploaded by user Chase the Bass. The young man is sharing videos that revolve about his daily life, and it's mostly just thoughts that he likes to share with his viewer base. The video today though was a little bit different. What inspired the following monologue is a recording that his parents could come up with on the CCTV camera in the living room. They were quite a bit unnerved and believed to have captured something from another world. Let's hear Chase explain the situation to us.
My parents have security cameras in their living room, and a few months ago they caught a ghost on camera. I haven't posted it on here because I feel like no one would believe me, or they would just say that I stole someone else's video and I'm just putting it on here for clout. But if anyone wants to see it, I guess I'll post it. So if any of my 45 followers want to see it, I guess.
The night in question. It all transpired shortly before Christmas. His parents were in the bedroom at the time. However, something turned off their nightlight, and then this was captured. Something is clearly walking through the living room. Nobody had any clue who that was, or what it was. To this day, they believe this to be a ghost that might have visited them that night. Maybe a former owner. Nicole Bushinsky shared the following in a paranormal group. This was something that was picked up on my friend's baby monitor system. It's two different photos. In one of them, that thing is coming into the room. In another one, it seems to be leaving the room. My first thought was definitely something demonic. Then, a friend of mine shared that it looks like the Cherub Angel, but I really don't know honestly. What do you guys think? Could the CCTV camera in her friend's home capture a demonic or angelic apparition visiting the baby at night here? This is a very intriguing investigation video by our paranormal enthusiast and explorer, Southern Afterlife. Tonight he was traveling to a haunted compound, which he had scouted out during the day initially, but he was so intrigued that he decided to revisit this location again at night times, all by himself. The building itself is pretty old and unfortunately not accessible to the public. Therefore, he takes a closer look at the outside area and premises.
Hello?
Of course, there are cars driving by in the distance, so we can't be certain what the noise was. But when he films through the window to capture what appears to be a bedroom of some sorts, we hear it again. Is it the scream of a woman from the inside? Strange to say the least. At this point, he also stated that he didn't feel alone anymore. It is said that the first owner of this place died in there. During a session with the Necrophonic app, he hears another unusual noise from around the corner.
What was that? I'm on a wooden deck. It sounded like someone walking on it. I'm the only one out here. What the...
Did something perhaps sit on this old rocking chair? just moments before, it certainly left him with many more questions than before. After taking another walk around the house, he captures something really odd.
Is there anybody out here?
What he describes as a woman in Victorian clothing is standing just a few meters away from him. He didn't notice her, however, his camera perhaps has. What can you see here? Could it just be part of the tree? Unlikely, say many. Perhaps the spirit of the former owner, or something else. The Haunted 136 is a young woman who lives in a beautiful home with her pet. She's a paranormal enthusiast and loves to go on paranormal investigations. Lately, however, strange occurrences seem to also have made it into her own home. Some say that something might have attached itself to her on one of her ghost investigations. The following is a video diary in which she tells us about all the really unusual events that are unfolding. She has placed several CCTV cameras within the house to capture as many of these strange happenings as possible. One night, a camera in the kitchen captured this strange apparition. She was in the bed at that point, so it couldn't have been anybody really. This is another strange incident that unfolded in the back of the house.
This video happened just a few minutes, or about a minute before that, where you actually see the figure coming out of the laundry room and then disappears into the ground, like it was never there. And the face of it is creepy as hell. It looks like the plague doctor's mask to me. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think.
While Haunted was watching TV, a strange transparent mist appears out of the laundry room and just vanishes. The activity got so strong in her house that the young woman had a priest over who was blessing it, besides a creepy voice mumbling or something. The camera also captured a bright flying object. One of the most terrifying events, however, unfolded the following night. Haunted was already in bed when her bedroom camera captured something talking, and then this happened. We see a bright mist entering the bedroom and then sitting down right next to her. How terrifying. What do you think is happening in her home? Is it a spirit that is trying to communicate with her? Or did something more sinister attach itself to her? The following video was shared by Tony Noguera. This evening, he had recorded his young son dancing to some music. It was one of these ordinary family recordings at first, not the best quality, and basically something you'll watch once and then never think of ever again. However, after Tony had posted the video on his profile, somebody realized that there seemed to be something else on the footage.
Dan, look at Elijah. Go like this. Elijah. Hey, like this. Elijah, look it. Hey. Elijah, go like this. Were you dancing to some Green Day? Dance, go.
His child is looking at something, but at what exactly? What looks like another child is standing in the back for a very brief moment. People say that they see the child moving in from the right and exiting to the left. After Tony's kid makes direct eye contact with it, it disappears. What a strange and bone-chilling encounter. Someone stated that this other kid seems to be wearing a sleeping outfit, and that it is quite unnatural how easily it disappears from the shot, seconds after appearing. The child's silhouette is completely off. There's no clear reflection at the time. The mirror in the scene does show the dancing kid's reflection, however. That's pretty mysterious. Was the family visited by a real ghost child here? Or are we looking at something demonic even? Really creepy, to say the least. The next clip was recorded by user MasonDivas3, and he was quite startled when he realized that something terrifying was unfolding just outside of his window. As he was close to the end of his night shift, there appeared what looked like to be a tall man standing and walking around outside. There was no apparent reason for that, and no, it had never happened before. Let's check that out.
Misty as out. And what the It's 5 in the morning, bro. Like, in the morning. It's been moving back and forth, just looking at me.
Some viewers suspected that it could be a farmer who's simply looking out after his crops, but Mason denied that, saying that nobody ever is out that early on the fields, and that it appeared to be looking straight at him. And that was that. A really scary encounter, if you ask me. Is it paranormal related? We don't know. Even if not, what would a person do out there, just staring at a window? Uncanny.
In the morning. It's been moving back and forth, just looking at me.
The following is a pretty unsettling recording, which has been shared by Carrie E. She has uploaded this video to Reddit in hopes for somebody to help her. She states, "This video is from a camera setup in my ex's bedroom. It's set so that it only records if motion is detected. It detected motion on the TV and recorded this. My daughter, her stepmom, and my daughter's boyfriend have all felt strange since living there. They've all had issues with lights turning on by themselves, or turning on and not being able to turn them off. They've heard voices coming from my daughter's room when my daughter isn't there. Also, my daughter said that when she's in the shower, the rest of the house sounds noisy. Kind of like if there was somebody in the house making a bunch of noise, banging stuff around, and then when she gets out of the shower, all the noise stops. The house has already been saged. Should they sage it again? Move perhaps?"
didn't even pick up that motion.
We see strange shadow person at the right side of the screen. Apparently, nobody was standing there in the room. And then it just starts to the left and is just gone. Nothing is known about where the shadow originated from. But this doesn't look natural to me. What an eerie encounter. The following recordings were documented by user Domadius. The young man just moved into a new apartment and states that recently pretty unusual events started unfolding. Doors moving by themselves and noises out of nowhere. This night he started to film these encounters. In particular, the bathroom seems to be a really curious room.
Is anybody in here? What in the... Hello? I swear you bet. Hello? You better not be pranking me right now. Oh! Guys, you literally will not believe this. I literally just had that door thing happening. And now I have that happening. There is nobody in there. And now I have my lights going on and off when I'm trying to sleep. This is absolutely ridiculous. This has been happening for the past 5 minutes. And like, how is anybody supposed to sleep? What the?
Did something peek out of the bathroom here?
Hello?
A few moments later, the poltergeist activity only intensifies.
Hey guys, just waking up, getting ready for work, and here we go once again. We got this door moving. We got my bathroom door moving. Hey, please stop, spirits. Please. I'm actually, like, honestly scared to go check right now, because what if something's like... Oh my... Oh. Please stop. Please.
But one of the most terrifying encounters was just about to unfold, when Domadius woke up the same night, and yet again heard some strange noises from the bathroom. The following unfolded. There was something standing in front of the closet. People believe that it was a negative shadow entity that likes to play tricks on him in there. How creepy. The following video was sent to me by Blueberry9, and the user tells me that a man recorded the following clip at a pretty well-visited tourist location in what appears to be Indonesia perhaps. However, the user is not completely sure. The person filming noticed some strange movement from the left side in the bushes. An odd person seems to be moving around there and looking straight at the camera. The unsettling part though is that it seems to also have a pair of horns, which makes some believe that this might be some form of demon or a devil creature, straight out of folklore. Could this be? The following recordings were documented and shared by user It's Simon. He works the night shift as a security guard in an old hotel. Apparently, many ghost stories tell about several entities that roam the lower levels of this building. And not too long ago, somebody passed away in one of the storage rooms close to the staff lounge. After hearing unexplicable noises and even voices, Simon started a little video diary. This was the first entry.
I do security at a hotel. I was making a video of where I go when I'm doing my rounds. A guy died here a few months ago.
This is the staff lounge.
I don't think he ever left.
In here? Bathrooms. Nah.
An unidentified voice can be heard. Simon suspected at first that it might have been the person who died in there. Could this be? A bit later, he kept his camera rolling while he was going on a short bathroom break. Strange. But the activity didn't stop there.
Hello? Bro, why are the lights off? Yep, nope. Out, nope.
After taking another bathroom break on one of the following evenings, loud shuffling noises were apparently noticeable from right outside.
So I'm in the bathroom right now. I'm not going to the bathroom if you're wondering. But I'm hearing like shuffling sounds outside the door. And I need to put the camera on. Bro, what the was that? No.
He tried to investigate a bit further, but got spooked away pretty quick that night.
What's that sound? I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I swear to God, I hear singing going on right now. What the is that? Nah.
Can you hear the voices? This could also be a chair being moved, in my opinion. Or what do you think? Let's see what happens in the future.
I don't know if you can hear it.
The following video was captured by Cordysospina14, and it is raising quite a few eyebrows lately. It was recorded by a young person who went outside on the street to play with their little son and their rabbit, when something rather strange happened. A pair of legs is running by on the right side of the screen. People wonder why we don't see the rest of the body. Is it just a strange effect? Maybe a prank of some sorts? Some editing? Or are we looking at a ghost sighting here? The weird thing is that it seems to have a shadow, so I'm really unsure at what we are looking at here. Let me hear your thoughts. Strange for sure. The next recording was shared by user Vanessa. The young girl has shared a really terrifying recording, which was captured by the family's home surveillance camera. Apparently she grew up in a really haunted house, so paranormal encounters were certainly nothing new for her. They have captured several really strange images whilst living there, she states. However, the family moved out around 2 years ago, and ever since it has gotten a bit quieter. Up until last night, when the motion detection alerted the family that something seemed in front of the porch. This was the preview image that they had received on their phone. It would appear that a creepy visage is hiding behind the flowers. Look at that eye. Nothing should have been around on the property. She then checked the actual recording that was saved by the doorbell camera. Vanessa is certain that something really bad happened that night, an evil energy that frightened her pretty bad. Whatever that thing is, I also get really bad vibes from it, to be honest. So far, this thing hasn't returned. Yet. Now we want to take a look at a series of videos that were captured by Bailey, a caretaker in a supposedly haunted theater. On his profile, Theater of the Absurd, he had shared some pretty bone-chilling encounters in the past that we also have taken a look at the time. One night he captured something in one of the upper booths of the theater. It was quiet around his profile for a while. He says that it is pretty rare to capture something on video and that he wouldn't upload if nothing interesting was happening. What started him to pick up his phone again was a really unusual encounter that he had one night on one of his recent night shifts. He and his colleague Brad are now both patrolling the night shift, and after some unusual noises from the back of a room, Bailey found this.
Hey Brad. Brad, you good? Hey. You're freaking me out, man. Okay.
It didn't have to be anything paranormal, but it was very strange behavior for his colleague. To just stand there and look at the wall. It made Bailey quite a bit uneasy, to say the least. From this night on, more and more interesting encounters started to unfold again.
Whew, alright y'all, my heart is racing. Okay, so, I see this sometimes. I've been trying to catch this on camera. Nothing over here. I promise there's nothing over here. I'm not doing anything to manipulate this. Watch. Look, do you see that? This is what I'm talking about. Okay, check it out. Let me get another one. Look, I'm not doing anything, I swear. I'm just standing here. I see this all the time. It only happens. Okay, yeah, see? It only happens to this. Okay, that's the biggest I've ever seen it.
This night he was giving a little tour on Instagram, and without even noticing, there seemed to be standing something next to the old workshop.
Okay, so I'm here in an empty theater. Pretty depressing during COVID times. Hopefully we can get things back open. Back there's the shop. This is backstage. Can't see it very well, but what? Look, guys, holy... I'm turning the lights on, I'm turning the lights on.
Not necessarily easy to make out, but many believe this to be a shadow person. How unsettling. When Bailey's attention gets grabbed by a loud noise on one of the following night shifts, he goes for another tour with his cell phone, and it would appear that whatever he had captured prior, standing next to the shop, was back yet again.
9 p.m. on a Saturday. This is my life. So I'm walking through the main stage. Here, I'll flip it. Ghost light is on. No one in here. Hello? Okay.
A shadow can be seen, standing on the upper part of the auditorium. He swore that it wasn't his colleague, and that he was quite sure that this had to be one of the ghosts that haunt this place. Do you agree with him? Interesting that he actually saw it this time around, wouldn't you say? Let's keep an eye open on that mystery. Now we want to take a look at another really unsettling clip. It was filmed by a security camera that a young family had placed in their living room to keep an eye on their baby whenever they are not in the room with it, and also for security purposes. The mother in particular was quite baffled when she checked the recordings the same day. Their toddler seemed to be interacting with something. Something invisible is pulling a onesie around, or perhaps some sort of blanket. Strange. Is this a paranormal event by any chance? The family believes that maybe a deceased family member was visiting and playing with the kid. They had never seen anything like it before. Bree Ashton Monkman has uploaded the following incident to the paranormal section. She labeled the video "Strange Figure or Ghost Caught on Video in Ebb and Flow, Manitoba." Apparently the surveillance system had captured a transparent intruder that made it on the fenced-off property, walked through the backyard, and was then mysteriously gone after setting off the motion sensors. Thank you guys so much for watching.
See, look.
Hopefully event Scariest, and if those were closed, they would show.
Really odd. Are we looking at a real person here? Bree stated that this is not the first time that something like that was recorded, but nobody is found on the property ever after checking. How mysterious. This video was captured by security guard Francisco de Ciudad, who has sent the video for review to Pasillo. Apparently the man was working a night shift in the region. People say that it is a notorious place for inexplicable events that all have been reported by different staff members over the years. Tonight, this man is documenting the latest happenings.
La planta 2, aquí vamos haciendo recorrido. Aquí está un poquito alusado. Ahorita no te quise poner nada porque hay una parte oscura, así como se ve allá al fondo.
Tonight, this man is documenting the latest happenings.
Son las máquinas donde hacen los wipers, ¿sí? Bueno, no sé lo que hacen realmente, no te creas. Pero sé que aquí pues hay la gente operadora, ¿sí? De mi lado izquierdo, pues es todo lo que es el almacén, lo que son las láminas de los wipers, bracitos, todo lo que es accesorio de los wipers, mi amor. De mi lado izquierdo, mi amor, hay unos baños, ¿sí? Hay unos baños que antes se usaban, pero ahorita pues están como abandonados. Todo esto es un pasillo donde se maneja todo eso.
He was alone that night, so who did he capture here at the end of the hallway? A ghost perhaps? A former worker? The following is a recording which went quite viral. It was suggested by Chelsea and Michael, who told me that something more was going on in this clip than what one would suspect. A 4-year-old girl was singing along to a Disney song inside their family home, and her father was outside in front of the house, supposedly doing some work, while all of a sudden the air fryer catches on fire, a fire which seemed to spread pretty quickly. The young girl, who was alone in the house at the time, needed quite a few attempts until her dad realized that something is wrong, and he made it into the house to get the leftover pieces of the burning machine, and he disposed of it in the swimming pool. What's really interesting, however, is that a dark shadow person seems to be standing in the doorway on several occasions. If nobody was in the house, what could this mean? If it would have been a family member, why wouldn't they have done anything to help there? What's your opinion? Some theories go even so far to think that this entity could have caused the malfunction of the device. So, are we just seeing things? Or what exactly was happening here that day? The following video was sent to me by Gammy Bear, and he found it in the paranormal section of Reddit. The clip was posted by user Lucky1196. He wrote that it was recorded by an older brother who was visiting a theme park with his younger one. Our cameraman was filming the experience for their family diary and to show friends how fun this evening shaped out to be for the two. However, without the two noticing, something seems to have made it onto this recording that should not have been there. As we can see, there are several passengers along for the ride, but the very last cart is definitely empty. Now, let's take a good look. After a few moments, a dark figure appears to be visible in that last cart, but how is that possible? People say that there are many legends about the land this theme park was built on. And that it might be a spirit that was coming along for the ride. Could this be possible? How else are we explaining this? This figure seems to be gone again after the first lap, only to reappear moments later. A paranormal incident, perhaps? Now we want to look at a couple of recordings that were shared by security guard Spooky App. He's working in a very old warehouse. For several months, he's documenting strange paranormal activity that is unfolding on the whole premises. He also talks about the story of a young boy who apparently drowned close to this area in the 50s, and that it is believed that his spirit is haunting this area for whatever reason.
Just doing my rounds, checking out the place. I was asked to document any spooky activity going on. I don't really know what's been happening lately, but...
The following are several videos that Spooky could record during his night shift, and it is believed that he indeed came eye to eye with that thing on several occasions.
Legend goes that back in the 50s, there was a boy named Johnny here that drowned before this building was constructed. I don't know why this light's on, it's kind of weird. Johnny? Johnny, if you're here, make a sound to show me that you're here. What the... Oh, Jesus!
He captured something in the darkness here, but what was it? He was really spooked and didn't return to his workplace for the longest time. Until he returned, and a few weeks after that, he posted the following.
What's going on, guys? Making a video. I made the last one. I don't know what the that was. Yo! Hello? Hello? What's going on? Hello?
There we go. Apparently these doors open, but let me check here. Alright, that door's clearly locked. These doors can't be opened from the outside. Yeah, let me check this door right here. This is clearly locked, see?
Now, the following video of his is really interesting. After checking one of the emergency exits, there is a loud noise coming from the top of the stairs, and it was at that point that he might have captured something really terrifying.
I'm the only one here today. Don't see anybody down there. Alright, so it's been a little quiet. What the? Holy shit. What's that?
Spooky believes it to be the spirit of the boy that is said to roam the building. Could this be? It certainly looks like a little boy. What's your opinion? Are we witnessing a real haunting here, or was it something else? The next videos were recorded by user MetroTalk, who loves to share a lot of train and subway related video material with his viewers. He films in different subway stations around his hometown, and every so often can also capture some anomalies. Power outages are some of these eerie but very interesting occurrences that he likes to share whenever he comes across one of these. One night, while walking next to a train and filming, there appeared to be a shadow apparition with him. What could this thing want, he wondered. Well, turns out that on one of the prior nights he had captured this thing before, without really realizing it though. Can you see it sitting here in the seat? His viewers pointed out that they saw it again, standing outside of one of the train cars. Metro was baffled after realizing what he had captured here, a full-body shadow apparition. Could it be possible that this shadow is bound to this station for whatever reason? Hard to say. Schmellen has posted the following clip. The young woman had acquired an antique mirror that she upcycled and then placed in the living room of her apartment. She states that weird events started to unfold after getting this mirror into her place. Strange, but what's more creepy is that she can see things in there that supposedly are not there in the real world. Let's take a look.
So this is an old mirror that I upcycled, and I swear that sometimes you can see stuff in the background of the mirror that isn't actually there in real life. So I'm just gonna do a couple back and forths, but I'm curious to see if anyone sees anything that maybe I didn't catch. So here we go. Here's the mirror. Okay, so that's the background.
You can make out something behind the sofa, however, just in the reflection of the mirror. Is this another person? Some say it was probably a ghost, and that this mirror is haunted. Whilst others are sure that it's just a skid. Who knows, maybe the mirror is haunted after all. The next video was recorded by the security camera of a family in Michigan. Heather and Joseph are parents to a little baby girl. They have one of their cribs situated in the living room area to keep her close to them. What's strange is that the two believe that their place is haunted. Apparently an entity has already attacked both of them, and even her little toddler Lily. The young mother even states that one morning something was grabbing her by the neck after just waking up in her bed. After talking to a paranormal expert who investigated the place, they came up with the conclusion that the former resident of this apartment might still be lingering. He died in there, by the way. One evening, the nanny camera captured the following apparition walking by the crib in the living room. Are we looking at the former owner here? Or what could this mysterious capture mean? Next is a really unsettling capture that was shared by Untidy Hexagon. He states the following. The story behind this capture is very bizarre. I took it when I was about 5 or 6 years old, when we lived in a house that we always thought was extremely haunted. We were seeing shadows, entities move around and hearing things being thrown. It became a normality for us. One late evening, I was sitting on my mom's lap taking pictures of myself. She had one of those big bulky chairs, which she had placed in a corner. Behind the chair was a small space, although not nearly enough space for anyone to fit in. Either way, I was snapping away at her phone, taking pictures. I was using her old Nokia phone, so I had to use the rear camera to take pictures of myself. After taking 5 pictures of myself in a row, I decided to look through them. However, the third picture was far from funny. I'll never forget the feeling I felt throughout my body. It was like I felt the sudden urge to just run away. My mom asked me what was wrong. I remember her face when she saw this strange entity as well. Her jaw literally dropped, and that's when I knew it was real. I could tell she was trying to keep her cool, for my sake, but was really terrified. We looked through the photos together to see if maybe, just maybe, the picture had come from somewhere else. But it hadn't. It was taken right after the other 2 pictures before it. There was even 2 last pictures of my silly face after it. So, what do you guys think? Could they capture something sinister visiting them that evening? Or somebody else from the afterlife? Techie Viga has posted the following. Apparently, there were several weird incidents taking place in their home, and this fact caused them to put an Amazon security system up. One day, it captured the following image. Vega believes it to be the image of a ghost that was just passing by. Could this be so? The next clip was sent by Emmanuel, and he states that it was shared on the profile of Victor Gonzalez. The story behind this clip is that a security guard who was working night shift at the train station heard a child crying. He didn't see anybody at the station though, and when yelling for the kid, he didn't get any kind of response. So he started documenting this weird event. Once he passes by 2 specific train cars, this was captured. He says that he believes it to be the spirit of a child that, for whatever reason, appeared between the 2 trains that night. Might he be onto something? Was it perhaps somebody pranking him? Or is this little shadow apparition actually a spirit from another realm? The following case was shared by Ricardo on his very own Instagram. I had initially featured one of his clips in the past, but there's more to this creepy story. This whole saga started with Ricardo sending a video before dozing off. It shaped out to be a really terrifying clip. He was talking to his girlfriend on WhatsApp one night and was basically just sending her a video about him lying in bed. However, when showing her the dimly lit hallway, something rather creepy was captured.
Pues ya me acomodé y todo, ya me quiero dormir, ya tengo sueño, pero tienen la luz del pasillo prendida y mi mamá está escuchando un video, güey.
Something sinister was peeking around the doorway into Ricardo's bedroom that night.
Pero tienen la luz del pasillo prendida y mi mamá está escuchando un video, güey.
He states that he did not even notice this thing looking at him the night before. Ricardo started uploading a video diary about this really terrifying event. This clip got many clicks and people started sharing his story. The young man wanted to know what happened that night and if he actually was in danger. After all, only his mother, who was supposed to be cleaning the kitchen, was with him that night. What frightened them even more though was the fact that nothing could be seen reflecting in the mirror on the wall. Nothing that could explain this person, or whatever it was, looking into his room. But what many didn't know at the time of this video was that the home of Ricardo was placed to really strange occurrences for quite some time already. In his video diary, he talks about the old house that has been in the possession of his family for quite some time. Even his grandparents lived in there in the 50s. The house itself is located in the center of Zacatecas in Mexico. He states that staying in this house for the entire day during quarantine has made him aware of many strange encounters that have transpired in there. Nothing on first glance, however, something unusual seemed to be hiding from inside. Take another look. A dark shadow can be seen, and it was in fact not a reflection. This thing came from the inside of the house. The following was uploaded shortly after. Weird noises, yes, but a viewer noticed something else on this recording that was really hard to see. An eye, or something that looks like it. After falling asleep, he heard something straight in front of his bed and took a photo. Is this an apparition or a shadow figure watching him perhaps? The lock of the door seems to be moving on its own. How creepy.
No mames. El peor es que este cuarto tiene años cerrado. Casi nadie lo abre. O sea, ahí estoy solo. No mames.
Ricardo states that he had goosebumps at this point and was terrified. Don't forget, he was alone at this time, but with some encouragement of his viewers, he foolishly decides to take a look into this room that had just opened.
No sé.
He tells us that he had quite a hard time to move around in this storage space due to a ton of garbage lying around, yet he took several photos of the inside. For many people, it is without a doubt the same entity that was seen several times before in this house. Is that possible? Now we will take a look at a recording that was sent by Julius M. and it was initially recorded and shared by Angelica Hernandez. That night she was home alone with her nephew. It wasn't the first time that she was babysitting him, and they were doing silly recordings together ever so often. This particular night, both of them were watching TV together at first, before Angie came up with the idea that her little nephew should perform a dance. It probably would have been a really cute recording. However, the moment the recording starts, something grabs the attention of the little kid. Something that wasn't seen at the time by Angie.
Dance, baby. What? What? Alicia. What happened? What? What do you see? What do you see?
A dark shadow seems to be standing in the kitchen, and for whatever reason, Angie was not able to see this at the time. Only her little nephew could. He initially stops in his tracks and just stares at that thing. He tries to tell his auntie about somebody that was possibly frightening him. Of course, this was no ordinary item that was stored back there, and apparently the window was not obstructed by anything, based on Angie's reports. So, are we looking at a shadow figure here that was visiting that night? A malevolent entity, perhaps? Or what's your best guess? Thank you so much for watching, guys, and Happy New Year.